Welcome to Synchronize Swatches, your twice-monthly dose of coolness. I'm your host, Chris Gregory.
I'm the other guy, Chip Johnson.
Every other week, we watch an episode of the cult classic 1990s sitcom Parker Lewis Can't Lose, and then we record ourselves talking about it.
It's time for Operation Record the Podcast. Are you ready?
Gentlemen, Synchronize Swatches. Not a problem.
I've never liked you, Lewis.
Not a problem.
Eat now?
Clean out your locker. You're finished.
It's funny, the other day I was listening to Tim Heidecker's podcast. It's called Office Hours, and it's kind of a spoof, I guess, of morning radio, morning shows or whatever.
Oh, right.
But it's funny. It's not like a parody. That's it's still a comedy show, But there's earnestness to it, I guess, is what I'm saying. It's not bullshit. It's not scripted. But there's some part where he was talking about how they were hoping to cross 100 viewers or 100 subscribers or whatever on YouTube, maybe even while they were podcasting. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Shit, we got 150. That's not too bad. And then a couple minutes later, he clarified that he was saying 100,000.
Yes.
You dumbass. Of course he's got 100,000 fucking viewers. What the hell? Stupid.
Oh, man.
We've got 156, period.
Period.
That's pretty good.
No thousand.
Better than we had when we started, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a small niche little thing, man, but we're slowly gaining steam.
Yeah. Yeah. So by the time we get down to the finish line, we'll be full steam ahead, ready to roll.
A full 200 viewers.
Yeah.
We cracked 200.
We'll roll into our Grounded for Life recap podcast.
Grounded for that is a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I thought about the other day? Because we just started rewatching. We just started rewatching Schitt's Creek.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But Chris Elliott, like a fucking Chris Elliott, he always plays the same type of character. But Get a Life.
Yeah. I think that's contemporary to Parker Lewis.
I think it is, yeah. But anytime I see Chris Elliott, I always think of Get a Life. He dies at the end of every fucking episode. I just thought that was so fucking brilliant.
I'm not sure I've actually ever even seen an episode of that. I'm familiar with it. Yeah, I'm familiar with the concept, obviously, but
the last time I saw it was when it was on air in the 90s.
Yeah.
But I remember as a kid, the same kid that loved Parker Lewis loved that show because it was just so ridiculous and so absurd and oh god.
What was it? How many seasons did it get? Just the
probably
one?
Just the one. Honestly, it probably did not. It probably was not that great, but I just remember loving it.
You go back and watch it now, like, okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, they tried. But the one thing that always stuck out to me was the fact that he died at the end of each episode.
Yeah.
Which at the time, I thought was fucking groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Who are we to play God with the kid's life?
Parker Lewis Can't Lose, Season 2, Episode 11, titled Love Handles. And if that doesn't tell you how problematic this episode's going to be, then I can't help you.
Yeah.
But in German, Paul, if you will.
Schwer in Ordnung.
Which, I guess, directly translates to massively all right. Which I guess could be problematic too. And of course, Paul gave us a note here, and I'll just read it verbatim. He says, this one is difficult as it's quite the pun in German. You use it to describe someone who is just an overall great person. They are heavily or massively all right. At the same time, schwer also means heavy in a mass-related way.
Should I read this part?
Yeah, go ahead. Try it. Give it a shot.
Ein schwerer Stein
is a heavy stone. So in regards to this episode, the title also means she is heavy but all right. It works both ways in German, but loses a lot in translation. Yeah, I can see that a lot's lost in translation here, but it seems like it's still playing on the same thing that our, the English title, Love Handles, is playing on, is the overweight nature of the character, which again, you can see it's 1991.
Yeah, it's definitely of its time.
It's definitely of its time. I think probably for the time, it probably handled this situation as best it could.
Sure.
But it's, in 2026 eyes, it's definitely problematic.
Yeah. It's not the kind of thing you would see treated this way, or it's not even the genesis of a story necessarily now,
Yeah, exactly. It's not even an issue, right? But
yeah. It reminded me of, I think we might have said this off mic, but it just reminds me of of the plot of a Saved by the Bell episode or something, which
100%.
I think there may have actually been one that was the same thing.
I'm sure there is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Original air date was Sunday, November 3rd, 1991. Written by Renee Palio, hopefully I'm saying that right, and Brendan Lilly. This is their second episode writing. They also wrote A Walk on the Dark Side. Rob Bowman is back directing his third episode. And my episode synopsis. In a very special episode of Parker Lewis Can't Lose, and by special I mean possibly problematic, Parker finds love online and sight unseen. But when he finally meets his teen queen, he's conflicted. She is a little more than he hoped for. Will he succumb to peer pressure, or will he see teen queen's true beauty?
I think your synopsis is a little problematic.
It
too.
is.
With your little emphasis there.
Yeah.
A little more than he hoped.
I'm trying to channel the 90s here.
Yeah, I got you.
So our opening gag, we have a series of shots from inside a computer screen looking out. First up is Miss Musso. We hear a computerized voice saying, "This is the computer dating mailbox. Our files indicate you have no messages." Again. Grace then slaps the keyboard and we cut to black.
It's funny to me how the this website or whatever, this mailbox has a voice.
Yes.
It has an audio component to it.
Yeah. Super advanced for the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next up we have Shelley, and another voice says, "You reached the Axl Rose computer hotline."
Computer
hotline. "For a tantrum of the day, press any key." At least I think that's what they said. I kept replaying it. I was like, I think it's saying, "For a tantrum of the day, press any key." So, I mean, I guess, Axl Rose was known for throwing tantrums. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Rockstar tantrums.
Yeah, rockstar. I mean, I don't know any. I was going to say, other than just being a rock star and trashing hotel rooms and being, like a rock star, I don't remember Axl Rose being specifically having any incidents where he would stick out above the rest, but maybe so.
I don't know. I assume that he probably did, and we're just forgetting because this was 35 years ago.
I was going to say, I don't recall any in my memory, but who knows? Maybe he was an ass. Shelley presses a key and we cut to black. Apparently, I guess she's calling up a tantrum of the day. This is so weird.
Yeah,
that's such a weird thing to offer, too. So next up is Frank, and a voice says, "Soldier of Fortune Home Shopping Network, stand by, ready to make your selections." He's looking all excited to buy some kind of gear. Lastly, we have Jerry. A voice says, "NASA Computer Center, thank you for returning our electronic page, Mr. Steiner. We need your help."
Yeah, that electronic page thing made me laugh too.
Yeah.
Like this whole thing is it's presented as though they're on the computer, on the internet or whatever this would have been called at the time. But it's just funny that it's basically just like calling a hotline and responding to pages and stuff.
Yeah.
This contemporary technology that's, super antiquated to us, but also didn't really, from what I recall, I don't remember it crossing into web pages and stuff like that, but maybe that's not what they're doing. Who the hell knows what they're doing here?
Yeah,
somebody explain what the fuck they're doing here.
I mean, I think they are on the primitive, internet here. Just I don't know. Maybe at this time it was still like bulletin boards and stuff, and not really a web, so to speak. But
they're just posting about The Simpsons on message boards.
Exactly. Back when The Simpsons was good.
Yeah.
So after our little opening montage, we open on Parker's bedroom at night. I think this might be the first time we've seen his bedroom at nighttime. He sits in a dimly lit bedroom in his PJs. And my note here was only the bottoms were banana pajamas. God, that always gets that word. Always gets me. Banana pajamas.
Gotta go put on my pajamas.
Pajamas. Yeah, his banana PJs. The top half is actually leopard print this time for some reason. He must be in the wash.
Shaking it up.
Spilled spaghetti, his bedroom spaghetti on it.
Yeah. Put his elbow into a plate of meatballs again.
But anyways, we see him. He's like kicked back. He's got this enormous fucking keyboard in his lap.
Fucking keyboard. Holy shit. God damn, that thing is big.
It's humongous.
It's like 4 laptops stacked on each other. It's fucking huge.
Anyways, yeah, so he's kicked back. His feet are up on his desk. He's got the keyboard in his lap. He's typing away. He's having an online chat with someone. So again, yeah, I think he's in some like little chat room or bulletin board thing. And in VO, he says, Parker Lewis, modern, forward-thinking, cutting edge. Except when it comes to romance. In affairs of the heart, I like to go slowly, get to know a girl the old-fashioned way. That's how I met Teen Queen, a fellow flamingo I've been chatting with through the school's computer club. So ridiculous of an opening.
So fucking 1991. The school's computer club.
And it's funny because, you know, obviously the joke is that he's saying he's old-fashioned and but he's like on cutting edge. But now it is old-fashioned.
Yeah, super antiquated.
Little did you know, Parker. There is some back and forth here about music and literature as they chat, and Parker finally asks his pen pal to go to the upcoming Truth or Dare dance.
Yeah, this scene has a couple of things that stood out to me. Number one, Parker does not go slowly. I call bullshit on that.
Yes,
not go slowly with the ladies.
Yes.
And then, number two, I always find it amusing when you're watching a show and somebody's on the keyboard and they're just verbalizing everything they're typing and everything that's being typed back to them. I understand why they do that.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's just somebody sitting there silently with shit appearing on screen. But it's also funny that, like, the stuff appears as it's being typed on the screen as opposed to popping up as a message, you know, that what we're used to.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
It's
that's
just always,
point.
Yeah, it's always funny when people are just like sitting there, you know, reading what they're typing while they're typing it.
Yeah. Favorite guitar solo? Easy. Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix, Monterey.
Of course, there's Gatorade.
So then we cut to Miss Musso's office. We see Miss Musso is on the phone, and she says, wait a second, let me repeat that for those just tuning in. In order to get my raise, I must take the principal's equivalency test, or PET? And my note here is like, it's just a great way to deliver exposition, you know?
Yeah.
She's
And
on
we
the
got
phone.
we get another one of those classic acronyms as well.
Yeah. It's like, wait a minute, for those tuning in.
I love that, yeah. Hold on a second.
Let me get this straight.
Yeah.
We then see Frank Limmer caressing a high heel next to a ton of boxes and shopping bags. Apparently, Miss Musso just went on a shopping spree. This isn't the first time we've seen him doing that to a shoe, right? There was there was an episode in the season 1, right, where he was doing the similar thing. Yeah.
I think it's the one where she had the shopping addiction.
Yes.
I'm not sure of that, but
but there was definitely one where he was caressing a shoe. He definitely got a shoe thing.
Yeah.
Apparently, Miss Musso just went on a shopping spree. We find out that she was already counting on that raise, and that is what financed this shopping spree.
Yeah.
So Frank then suggests that she returns the items, all except for the shoe that he's fondling, of course.
Yeah.
He's like, all except this, of course.
Yeah, he's having a real moment with that shoe, too.
He is, man.
As you pointed out, that's happened before, but man, he is just, the entire scene, he is just all over that fucking shoe.
Yeah, he's practically making love to it.
He's finger fucking that shoe.
Yeah. But yeah, he suggests she returns the items, all except for the shoe. Grace responds that this is ludicrous. She'll just take the test. I like how that's the decision. Either I return all this merchandise, or I take a test to get a raise. Anyways, so Limmer suggests that she get a tutor, and they both decide that they're going to employ Jerry, because he's, of course, the smartest kid in school.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Yeah. So we cut to a hallway. Jerry is hovering literally above Parker, and he's like dust busting Parker's shoulders, I guess for dandruff, maybe. I don't.
Yeah, I love how he's up there. He's up there flying again.
Yeah, just like he was with Shelley in that one, right? When he was doing her hair and stuff. Yeah,
you can hear the sound effects of the helicopter blades and everything.
Yeah. As Parker checks himself in a mirror, Mikey asks how he and Teen Queen are going to recognize each other.
That's a great shot too, like the way that they have Mikey in the mirror, or Parker's here and somebody's holding up the mirror and you can see Mikey's face in it or whatever. I don't remember exactly how it's composed. But...
No, that's exactly, because it's a double-sided, it's a handheld mirror, but it's a double-sided.
Right.
So,
okay, that's
Parker's looking at himself, but then we're behind, like over the shoulder of Mikey, and we can see Mikey's face in the mirror, and that sets us up for a gag in a second here. But Parker says that he'll be carrying a white rose and she'll be wearing a red blouse, so that's how they're going to recognize each other. And as Jerry spritz Parker with cologne, Shelley rockets into frame, and her face then supplants Mikey's in that little mirror, right? So we see Shelley's face, and she says, "Wow, Park, you look like you just stepped off the cover of GQ, Gumby Quarterly." I love that. Always with the Gumby insults.
Yeah, I like that. I love any kind of gag like that where it's like, you just stepped off the cover of GQ. Huh? Gumby Quarterly. Oh, you cut me.
Oh, burn delivered. She rockets away.
Literally rockets away.
She rockets away, and Jerry hands Parker his white rose. So Parker heads off, and we follow Jerry this time as he's checking himself out in the handheld mirror because he's taking it from Parker. And suddenly he is accosted by Musso and Frank. Jerry flees into a locker, of course, as he is wont to do, and Musso and Frank try to catch him, but he's just too wily. But they can hear him like speeding through various lockers, like it's like a fucking race car sound effect, as he's like weaseling his way through the lockers.
Yeah.
And he finally emerges from a locker way down the hall, but they're there to catch him.
Yeah, she definitely catches him. She grabs him by the hair. You can hear her hand smack him on the head. And she's like, boom, grabs him and yanks him out of there.
Yep. So we cut to the quad. Parker is strolling along, smelling the rose that he carries. In VO, he says, romance. That 1 in a million chance you'll find that special someone. That lady in red. And as he turns the corner, we see every single girl is wearing red. Even a dog. That's
yeah. Yeah, I had a couple of notes here. Like, he makes a reference to Nancy Reagan here, and I guess she had a signature red that she used to wear.
Oh,
so, I didn't get that, so I looked that up. So that's the reference there. But I would submit that everybody's wearing orange. This does not look like red to me.
Oh,
maybe I'm colorblind. Maybe what I was watching was tinting it funny. But it looked like everybody was wearing orange to me. So
yeah, okay.
So,
it didn't look that way to me, but I'll go back and look at it. I mean, it's not like a deep red. It's a pretty bright, light red. So I could see that. Yeah, it may translate.
It's red mixed with yellow because it's orange. I'm perfectly willing to admit that I'm just not seeing it right. My eyes are off. I've been colorblind this whole time.
Yeah, you never even knew. It took Parker Lewis
never even realized.
30 years after the fact for you to realize. Yeah. So then anyways, we hear a voice from off screen that says,
"Best bud, I'm Teen Queen."
The voice of Winona Ryder, Julia Roberts, and Demi Moore, all rolled into one big fat girl.
Yeah, that was a very jarring line.
Yes.
He says that's like, man, that you don't hear that anymore, really, written that clearly,
Yeah.
Specifically, I guess, but directly.
Yeah. Again, we've mentioned this episode is problematic. This is probably, there's other problematic stuff later on, but this may be the most problematic of the whole thing, just because, I mean, you get the joke, but it's like, is it a joke that needs to be made? Like it's all rolled up, it's just...
Given that it's, the plot of the entire show is based on this one conflict here within him. I guess it's necessary. And I mean, maybe is it better that it's better they not do an episode like this, but is it better for them to directly say one big fat girl or to make a bunch of fucking allusions to size, without directly saying it? I don't know.
I don't know.
But it was interesting too, like when he said that, it occurred to me, like, I've always been curious about people who go out for roles like this, who know that this is what the joke is or whatever. Just I'm curious about the mentality. Maybe they don't give a shit, they're like, fuck, it's a fucking paycheck, man. Who cares, But, and maybe I'm sure that's changed to some degree at this point, but it's always interesting to me when you have a story based on this kind of a plot and then, or whatever, this kind of a situation, and then you have to cast for that character, who goes out for that role, and what, they know that the character's the butt of the joke,
Exactly, yeah. I guess you sign on after, you go out for it because you're looking for work, but then you sign on because you're like, well, I think in the turn at the end of this show or whatever is making a positive statement. Yeah. I mean, and honestly, well, we'll get to it at the end, but like, They do, again, for the time period, they do try to make a point, a positive point. Yeah. But again, in looking at 30 years later, it does seem somewhat problematic, Yeah. But yeah, we'll talk about that when we get to the end. So as he finishes his VO, we see Harriet Guzman wearing a red blouse and smiling very big.
Yeah, and Harriet Guzman is played by Leslie Boone. She's been a working actor for years in tons of stuff, including back in the 80s and 90s. She was in Wings, Mr. Belvedere, Growing Pains, Doogie Howser, hitting all those spots on our bingo card there.
Yep.
She also appeared as Molly Hudson in 83 episodes of the show Ed, which I don't think I've ever seen, but I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah, early 2000s show. And then I guess currently she plays a character named Lena Hanzo on The Pit. Which is on HBO Max, I guess. Or
I haven't seen it, but I know of it.
Whatever the fuck they're calling HBO Max now. But yeah, so I think she might have been in an episode of Mad Men as well. She's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
I haven't seen The Pit either.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the Noah Wyle one, right?
Yeah.
ER reboot.
Yeah. It's the first thing I thought when I saw him, me and everybody else probably.
I mean,
like, hey, wait a second.
Yeah, he's playing a doctor again? Okay, yeah.
John Carter's back. Dr. Carter's back. Oh, shit.
No, I've heard good things. I heard it's a pretty good show, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so anyways, we see Harriet Guzman. She's wearing a red blouse. She's got a big smile on her face. And Parker's internal monologue tells him to act natural, but his face is not listening. And we dissolve to commercial. Back from commercial, we're tight on Parker's forced smile. And in VO, he says, dying here, you try smiling through a whole commercial break. Again, another meta joke that they like to do around the commercial breaks. Teen Queen gushes and she says, "You're Parker Lewis." Parker answers in the affirmative and says, "And you're Harriet Guzman." Harriet realizes Parker is uncomfortable and she says, "I guess I'm not exactly your idea of a teen queen." Parker protests, even though it's clear on his face that she's not. Harriet starts to back away.
Look, don't worry about it. I mean, lots of people react this way to the fact that I'm a brunette.
No, wait.
I did kind of laugh at that just because her delivery, I have to say, her delivery on that line, like, it landed. Like, it was great.
Yeah, no, it was funny.
But she turns and runs off. And Parker runs after her and he tells her it was really cool to meet her in person. Harriet tells him about the dance. I'll understand if you just want to take someone else. Parker realizes that this is his out. And as he is about to blow her off, he says, "If you don't mind, I'd like to." But then he looks into her puppy dog eyes and we get to dissolve into an actual puppy.
Yep.
And then Parker then says, "Take you to the truth or dare dance." And Harriet is, of course, elated.
Her whole response in that sequence is kind of sad.
Yeah.
I feel very bad for her, but then, like even the part where she turns into a dog, it's like, geez.
I
Like,
know.
I don't think that's like overtly, they're playing on the puppy dog eyes thing, but just having her morph into a dog is just so degrading.
I know.
Like, come on.
I know. It's like, I mean, it's clearly not intentional, but it's just like, it wasn't the best thing to do there. I get where you're going with the puppy dog eyes, but come on, guys. So then we're in Miss Musso's office. We're tight on Jerry as Musso lays out the plan about tutoring her. She tells him he should feel honored. I love Jerry's response here. He's like, I feel more than honored, Miss Musso. I feel nauseous. I think he takes a hit from like a nearby oxygen tank too for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know how that helps nausea, but whatever.
I don't know.
I expected
I'm not a doctor.
like I've seen it a few times now, and every time for some reason when he says I feel nauseous and he kind of bends forward, I keep expecting him to puke into like a bucket. But like, and I was like, oh no, it's the air tank.
Yeah.
But like, my brain just wants to like. There was a disconnect there for some reason.
You just want to see Jerry vomit.
Yeah, I want to see vomit. Come on. That's pure entertainment right there.
You're into vomit. You're a vomit
Frank's in the
freak.
shoes. I'm into vomit.
Chip's a puke freak. Gross.
Oh, God. All right.
I'm not going to kink shame you, though, You do you, man.
Oh, I love that Mad Men screenshot you showed me of the HBO release recently of where they reframed it for HD and released it on HBO, and you actually see the vomit guy behind John Slattery as he's puking.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, it's just like such like how did they miss that, dude? Like,
yeah. That's right. Yeah. That's funny.
God. All right. Anyways.
Imagine watching that. It's just like, what the hell?
Yeah, I know. Well, exactly. I just saw the screenshot, but like, imagine, watching it when it premiered, like the remastered premiere on HBO the other day.
Yeah.
So stupid. All right. Anyways, back to Parker Lewis. The framing on the shot behind Jerry though is great because when we cut behind Jerry to see Miss Musso, the angle on Miss Musso, we see Frank's fist in the foreground right next to Jerry's face, and he's just like clenching it. Like you don't see Frank's face, but you could just see him seething just through the acting of his fist.
Yeah. Is this the shot where we can see Miss Musso through his glasses as well?
Yes.
I know it's in this scene. Okay, yeah. That's,
it's a really interesting frame. It's a really interesting framework because we're over the shoulder of Jerry. We see through like the side of his glasses. We see Miss Musso framed in his glasses, and then we see Frank's fist like next to Jerry's face, just clenching. It's just, I loved it. Yeah. So, anyways, Frank is clearly not pleased. And then he bends down. Later, he bends down into the frame, like so his face comes into the frame, and you see that his lip. He's actually bit his lip. He's so angry, and it's just bleeding.
Frank needs to relax, man.
Yeah, calm down, Frank.
Take a break.
Go take a shoe break.
Yeah. That's what helps him with his nausea.
Yeah. That's how he calms down, petting the shoes, sniffing it.
Yeah.
Oh, God. So Frank is not happy that Steiner is going to be working so closely with Miss Musso, but Miss Musso dismisses Frank. So we cut to the hallway. Parker gives Mikey the news, and Mikey's response is problematic. Mikey says, Teen Queen is Harriet Guzman. Wow, Park, this could start a whole new trend in dating.
Yeah.
All
what
right.
trend is that, Mikey?
Yeah. What are you getting at here,
that.
Mikey?
Let's hear you say it.
Yeah. When Parker says it's only one night of my life, Mikey's response is even more problematic because he's like, the longest. Oh, God. They do not cut her any slack.
Nope.
So then Jerry calls out, sirs, and we whip over to see Jerry dressed in jungle safari gear. And he informs them he is fleeing to Death Valley to lay low at Aunt Lefty's house until the whole Miss Musso tutoring business blows over.
Yeah, I loved finding out that Jerry has an Aunt Lefty. That's funny. I would love to know what that's a reference to.
Yeah, I don't know. Parker tells him he shouldn't run away from his problems, which is good advice. But the Jerry counters with, I know, but if Miss Musso fails, I could be a freshman for life. So Mikey and Parker agree with him, and they actually offered to drive him to the airport. But just then, someone whistles, and the buds turn their heads. We cut to a pair of sexy legs in cowboy boots, and like, the biker skirt thing that was big in the 90s, walking down the hallway, and and there's just guys fainting in her wake. This is Melinda Harris, this episode's hottie, as we know from the IMDb synopsis last week.
This is Melinda, played by Bobby Phillips. She was I made a note here that she was in Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. I love that show. Launched Ryan Reynolds' career. I believe.
Yep.
So she was also in Red Shoe Diaries, Boy Meets World, and Baywatch, which is an interesting combination of shows.
Yeah, totally.
She was in 15 episodes of Murder One back in the mid-90s, playing Julie Costello. She was also in the movie Showgirls, playing a character named Dee, which I haven't seen that, so I don't remember that. But you saw that at...
we saw it at Hollywood Forever last year, or...
That's right, yeah.
I think it was just last summer. Yeah, it was one of the films that they played at Hollywood Forever Cemetery, their movie nights in the summertime. And
I think we might have talked about it on here.
Yeah, I think we did on the podcast. Yeah, and Elizabeth Berkley was there to introduce it and everything. Yeah, that's a wild fucking movie.
Yeah. That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember who Dee. I'm trying to remember who Dee was though in that movie. I saw it last summer, so it's been a while, and before that I probably hadn't seen it since the 90s, but yeah.
Yeah, so and then she also appeared in an episode of X-Files playing a character named Dr. Bambi Berenbaum.
I do remember that episode.
Which one was that? Because the name sounded familiar, but I was trying to remember if it was like a serious one or a goofy one.
It's serious, kind of serious, but it's like, I mean, I remember, I can't remember exactly what the plot was, but I do remember it's like she kind of, hymns her way in as his, like, kind of edges Scully out of the way as his partner for that episode, and there's some like animosity there, and I mean, her name's Bambi, but she's like, she's a scientist or whatever, and it's just playing on that whole thing, but yeah, I
have like a vague recollection of watching an episode with where Scully makes some comment about Dr. Bambi.
Yeah, exactly.
So the same one,
that's what I remember too. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's Bobby Phillips, Melinda Harris.
Yeah.
This episode's hottie.
This episode's hottie. She tells Parker she has great news. Her parents told her she didn't have to go to that stupid wedding after all. So she's free to go to the Truth or Dare dance with him. So apparently he had already asked her out, but she turned him down.
Yeah.
And then she adds, "Oh, and I'm going strapless." She kisses her finger, plants it on Parker's cheek, and leaves. As Parker turns to watch her go, we see it actually left an imprint of her lips.
I love that gag.
It's a good one.
Just like sticks her finger on
and you hear it like
cheek.
sizzle too, like
He turns and there's lipstick kiss on his cheek.
Yeah, it's good. That's a great gag.
Yeah.
So as he watches her sashay away, he says, Parker says, "I've achieved limpness."
Limpness.
And I'm like, what? It's kind of the opposite of what I expected to hear you say. I've achieved limpness. What was the meaning behind it? I don't even get it.
Now, did he say limpness or did he say lipness? I mean, because if he said lipness, that would make sense. But I also didn't go back and look at it. So
man! Well, now I've got to go back and review because but all the times I watched it, it sounded like he said, "I've achieved limpness," and I was just like,
Maybe
"What the fuck?"
Yeah.
I've achieved limpness.
Maybe he said I've achieved lipness, but she didn't actually kiss him. I mean, like we said, there's a gag about the lipstick from the finger.
Yeah.
Man, I'll have to go back and relook. Maybe, I mean, I guess it would make a little more sense than what I'm hearing it as, because that just makes no sense.
A little more, because saying a lipness doesn't make any fucking sense either. That's ridiculous.
Oh, okay, you're probably right. I just, because I was like, what?
I'd be hard as a rock, goddammit. If I was 17 and some chick put her finger on my face.
Instantaneous.
Yeah. It wouldn't even take that much.
Oh, man. Anyway, so he asked the buds what he's supposed to do about Harriet. Mikey tells him, I got one word for you, Parker. Break the date. And my note was, oh, Mikey, you dum-dum. As Parker's internal monologue struggles with what to do, we see Harriet coming down the hall with a couple of her friends. He decides he's going to do the cowardly thing and break the date with her. He approaches her and tells her he needs to talk to her about the dance.
Yeah, I noticed the lipstick is gone at this point.
Yeah, it just evaporated.
My work here is done, and it just flies away.
Her friends excuse her, and Harriet tells Parker, look, if you're planning on dumping me, don't worry, I bounce.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that joke either.
No, and there's a cartoonish sound effect that just belabors the point.
Yeah.
Like a rubbery bouncing sound effect when she says, I bounce. Yeah. And it's that. Yeah, it's 1991. All right.
Yeah. We get it.
So Parker insists he wasn't going to dump her. In fact, he wanted to take her out to dinner tonight. Actually, he asked her out for a Coke, but whatever. It turns out to be dinner, like when the scene comes about, they're going out to dinner. But I'm like, he actually just asked you out for a Coke. But, okay.
It's a 90s euphemism for dinner.
You want to go get a Coke? So we cut to Harriet's house. We're on the front porch, and we see Parker knocking on the door. It's kind of like a door POV kind of thing. We see Parker knocking, and he's greeted by a bright flash of light. And as he's blinded, he falls backwards, and then we get a quick montage of him being barraged by different family members who are all snapping photos or taking video of Parker as Harriet introduces them.
Yeah, there's a lot of great physical comedy in this scene by Corin Nemec. There's a lot of flopping down, bouncing, bumping into stuff.
Yeah,
because he's just being, like you said, he's being blinded by all this flash photography.
Yeah,
I like the grandpa at the end with the old-fashioned one where he's holding up the powder.
Yes,
that's great.
And they do the typical old man voice, like, smile for the birdie.
It's all.
The giant like gunpowder flash powder explosion. Poof. There's some great gags in there. So then we cut to the exterior, and Harriet leads a blinded Parker down the walk. He's actually got glasses. Like sunglasses on. He's like feeling around.
Yeah.
She's leading him by the arm. And he suggests that they go out for Italian. Harriet is somewhat disappointed, though, because she was actually hoping they'd go to the diner because she's never been. And then my note was, why? Is it like invite only or something at the diner?
I don't know. She's never had the audacity to walk in, I guess.
Yeah, it's a very exclusive club, the Atlas.
Yeah. You can't just walk in off the street and take a job there or anything.
Unless you've stepped out of a jeans commercial.
Yeah.
Oh, God. So anyways, we're at the Atlas Diner now, and Parker and Harriet walk in, and immediately the music stops. Everyone turns, gasps, and gawks. And it is extremely awkward. The looks from some of these motherfuckers' faces.
Yeah. Yeah, and they are all frozen. Like,
they
nobody
are all
moves the
frozen.
entire scene.
Yeah. It's, way over the top.
Yeah. It ain't great.
No. Yeah, it's not great at all. And Harriet suggests that maybe they should go somewhere else. But Parker is determined to stick it out. He points to an open booth, and they go sit down. While everyone continues to fucking stare with gaping mouths, I might add.
Yep.
So Parker decides that he should put some music on, and he heads over to the jukebox. As he does, we shoot over to see Shelley at the end of the bar there or whatever, and a light bulb goes off, and a sinister look crosses her face. She then whispers something into the ear of the person next to her. That person then whispers something into the ear of the person next to her, and so on down the length of the diner until someone whispers into Parker's ear, and he stands up at the jukebox. And apparently he picked out some generic honky-tonk music to play. But he stands up concerned, and suddenly Melinda steps in and says, rumor has it that you asked the SS Guzman to the Truth or Dare dance. I hope not. This is the kind of thing that could ruin a person's reputation.
Yeah, SS Guzman is just fucking mean.
That is mean.
Just mean.
Yeah. That is some freaking elementary school fucking shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
maybe middle school at best.
Do better, Melinda.
Yeah. So then anyways, Parker replies, I'll be fine. But Melinda explains she was talking about herself, and she walks off disgusted. Parker returns to the booth and to Harriet. Nick comes over to take their orders. Harriet weighs her options of a salad or a double pizza burger with extra fries, because apparently there's no middle ground.
Does sound good, though.
Yeah. Double pizza burger with extra fries. I mean, that would be what I'd order. But she opts for the salad, of course. And Parker orders a burger and a Coke. Nick realizes that the entire diner is still fucking staring. And adds that he'll make the order to go.
Yeah, I just made a note here that at least Nick's not being a dickhead.
No,
you know,
Nick is like one of the more enlightened folk in Santo Domingo.
Yeah,
he's the wise one. He's like the wise old man. He's not old, but you know what I mean. He's the wise old man of the show. Like he's the guy that has all the answers. You know, might speak in riddles,
guy.
but
yeah, he's philosophical.
Yeah, exactly. So we cut to Miss Musso's office, and Miss Musso is grilling a very tired Jerry. He looks like he's about to pass out, actually. He's like standing, he's just kind of like wobbling. His eyes are all like heavy.
Yeah.
From the window in the background, we can see Frank looking in.
Fucking guy.
Fucking Frank. And then when Jerry requests some sleep, Frank berates him and tells him,
Sleep? You will continue tutoring, you self-indulgent little...
But he's cut off because Miss Musso throws her thumb and the blinds slam to a close, shutting Frank out. Miss Musso finally acquiesce. God, why can't I say that?
Recidivism.
Yeah, recidivism. Musso finally gives in.
There you go.
And tells Jerry, all right, Steiner, I'll expect you at 9 a.m. sharp. At which point she blows on Jerry and he falls over into sweet, sweet slumber.
Sweet, sweet Jerry slumber.
We cut to outside of Miss Musso's office, and we get a little noir scene with Frank here. We cut to black and white, and sultry jazz music plays. Frank pulls a Twizzler, I think it's a Twizzler, from a cigarette case and bites into it before sinking out of frame.
It's a very strange. It's strange to introduce this motif that repeats later, this late in the episode.
I agree.
Halfway through,
I agree.
This is the first time we get this running gag. You know, it just stood out to me as. You know,
I agree. I feel like there should have been in this vignette earlier on, like when they first decided to bring Jerry in and play, not replace Frank, but you know what I mean, like kind of wedge in between Musso. We should have had some noir intro then. I agree. I totally agree. So then we cut to outside of Harriet's house. Parker walks Harriet to the door as she tells him she had a whole fantasy about what it would be like to go to the diner with Parker Lewis. He cuts her off and apologizes for it being so bad. On the contrary, she says, it was the best. It may not have been perfect, but it was real. Parker's inner monologue tells him it's time to break the date finally.
Yeah, because she's talking about how much she enjoyed the date, so why not just take a shit on it right now? Take a shit on her right now.
Yeah.
God.
I know. It's but before he can break it off, Harriet tells him that she's been having second thoughts about the dance. Parker's actually relieved to hear this, as it seems she's going to be the one to break the date. She says, social events just really aren't my thing. But after the way you came through for me tonight, I really trust you. It turns out she's not breaking the date at all, and she gives him a kiss on the cheek. Suddenly, we see a red dot on Parker's face, which normally means a sniper is about to take you out.
Yeah, he's about to die.
But this time, it means his little sister, Shelly, is in the bushes with a camera documenting the whole thing. So we cut to the school hallway. Shelly has a life-size cutout of Parker and Harriet and announces, "Get your picture taken with the geek couple of the century." And my note here was, though her signage actually says geek couple of the year. But
come on, Shelly, get it together here.
your marketing needs to be,
Got to align your marketing, your verbal marketing with your print marketing.
Yes,
come on
exactly.
now.
Come on.
It's not how you get a motto or a slogan going.
Yeah. It's a freaking amateur hour.
Ridiculous.
Anyway,
Shelly.
so of course Harriet walks in now and sees this cutout and what Shelly's doing, and she runs off.
Yeah, I made a note like, school-wide bullying is not a great look for Shelley.
No. No, it's not.
But, at no point during any of this do I feel bad for Parker at all, though. It's just, all the empathy is towards Harriet. You know? It's like, I don't give a fuck that he's being shamed. It's all like,
exactly.
He's making a lot of bad decisions in this episode,
Yeah.
So far, yeah.
So we're still on the same shot, actually, but Frank... He enters frame, and we start following him, and he's got like a handful of sharpened pencils, I guess, going to resupply Musso.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we follow him to Miss Musso's office, where he walks into that little inner pre-office area or whatever it is, and we see on the glass pane silhouetted of Miss Musso's office, we see Jerry and Miss Musso behind the door in silhouette partying. Like they got streamers, party hats, and like they're blowing the freaking what is the damn thing? The little thing you blow.
It's a thing you blow.
Yeah, what is this thing's called? Not streamers.
It's a party horn? I can't remember what they're called, man.
Why do I not know what this thing's called?
I can't remember what it's called now.
People, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. The thing where it goes.
Those things. Anyway, so they're just partying and having a good old time, and Frank is fucking livid, and he charges into the office. But of course, as he bursts in, he actually finds Miss Musso and Jerry hard at work, and they look pissed at him for bursting in too. Like, the glare that Jerry cuts him, man. Like,
he burst in like he saw a silhouette of them doing something else.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, aha, I got. Oh.
Yeah. If this was Police Squad or The Naked Gun or something, it'd be something entirely else. Then he'd walk in and see that she's like, picking something up off the floor, and Jerry's like stroking a trophy or some shit.
That's exactly what it would be. Oh God, Police Squad. Oh man.
That's the next show. We'll do Police Squad.
Oh, fucking love that show. So then we cut to the hallway. Parker and Mikey are walking together when Jerry pops in out of nowhere. This is a great gag too, because they're walking and then all of a sudden he pops up in between them in frame, and they're to the point that even Parker's like surprised. He's like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah. It's like he doesn't even like pop straight up. He like bow. He like does a reverse bow.
Yeah,
he just,
exactly.
Like, rolls up into frame.
It's so good.
Cool look.
Yeah, it's so good. And so then Jerry pulls out a pocket wizard or something like that, and he tells Parker that
since you asked out Miss Guzman, her popularity has risen 5 times to 68% acceptance, while yours has slipped to an all-time low of 68% acceptance.
Don't sweat it, Jer. A little heat's not a problem.
And then he just disappears.
Yeah, he's just there to bear bad news. It's like, I'm here to give you an update on your polls, and see you later.
Yeah. So we cut back into the office. Frank cracks the door open to find Miss Musso and Jerry uncomfortably close. And it seems Jerry is about to give her a pop quiz. I was like, pop quiz. All right, Jerry.
Yeah.
No, but obviously he's doing a pop quiz, and she's complaining like, I had no warning. And he's like, well, I wouldn't make it a pop quiz if you had any warning.
Right.
But he like, so she's kind of like protesting, and he gets kind of stern with her, and she admits that it kind of turns her on. She doesn't say as much, but that's what she's saying. She's like, Jerry, I've never seen you so stern.
Yeah. She's like, I've never seen you so stern. Choke me, Jerry.
So there's definitely, definitely a little sexual tension going on there.
Choke me and give me that pop quiz, Jerry.
So we can see why Frank is getting worked up.
Yeah.
So
Frank's over there getting cucked in the corner. It's like, choking himself.
Holding the shoe.
He's got the shoe on like a Bane mask. It's like covering his whole face.
Oh, Frank. Frank. But anyway, so Frank, he bursts in declaring, I'm strict. I know things. I would have tutored you hanging upside down, but no, you had to have him.
Yeah, he's fucking obsessed with her, man. I love it. Yeah, I love how this scene, just the first thing I thought of when I saw this, the whole thing with her getting turned on, she's fucking horny all the time.
Yeah.
When she ain't mad, it's like we always say, when she's not mad, she's horny.
There's two modes.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's so funny.
Angry and horny.
I'm strict. I know things.
Yeah. I would have tutored you hanging upside down. What?
Because I'm a bat.
Fucking bat.
So Miss Musso tells him she thinks it would be better for everyone if he took some time off until after the test. Frank protests, but Grace tells him she has a wardrobe at stake and points to the door. And I love...
we get the best fucking shot of the episode.
The best. She whips her hand to point towards the door, and Frank sniffs her finger
as he walks
goes.
out. As he walks out, he sniffs her finger. Like, when I saw it, I was like, I was on the floor laughing, but I was like, I wonder if that was in the script or if that was just something that Todd Johnson did.
I would love to know.
Just like, what would be funny here?
It was fucking brilliant. Definitely the best part of the show, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking sniffing her finger.
Sniffs her finger.
Oh, God.
So many things going on there.
Oh, I love it. Oh, God, I love it. And then so Miss Musso says, "You're relieved." And as Frank reaches the door, we go to black and white again. The jazz kicks back up, and Frank turns and says, "I'm anything but relieved."
Especially after that. I'm so edged right now.
I'm anything but relieved. God love Frank Lemmer. So then he shuts the door and the glass breaks as it's wont to do. Only this time a heart shape is left hanging in midair for a moment before it finally explodes.
Yeah, that's a great glass break.
Yeah, totally is. So we cut to the Atlas Diner. Nick is about to close up when Parker shows up at the door. He asks Parker if he's hungry, to which Parker replies, "Not really." But Nick gets it, and he lets him in. He knows he's here for advice. Parker starts to unload his troubles on Nick. When he tells Nick he has 2 girls booked on the same night, Nick responds, 2 dates, huh? That's a problem. Or a really great evening.
Yeah. I think it's safe to say at this point, Nick likes to fuck.
You can see why Mikey looks up to this dude. This is essentially Mikey in the future.
Yeah.
Once he's got his shit together.
Right. Yeah.
So when Parker finally gets down to it, he flat out asks Nick who he should take to the dance. Nick simply replies, "Harriet, prove you won't cave to peer pressure." Parker responds, "Oh, I see what you're saying. I shouldn't take her to the dance just to prove a point. I should take Melinda, right?" And then I was like, way to rationalize there, Parker's penis.
Lol, Parker. He probably calls it Porker.
Porker Lewis.
Porker penis.
Oh, God. But in response, Nick just shrugs and says, "Bet she'd look great on your arm." To this, Parker then responds, "I see what you're saying. I'm being superficial if I take someone just because she looks good. So I should take Harriet." Nick just says, "Sure."
I love that. I love his response. Sure. Parker admits now he's really confused. And Nick says, "Confusion, huh? That's a start. Maybe now you can decide who you want to take, or who you actually want to take." So we cut to a hallway, and we're close on Parker as he says, "So that's it. I've made a commitment, and I've decided to stick with it. I'm sorry, but I just can't take you to the dance." We pull out to reveal that he's talking to Melinda. Then Melinda says, "I think I'll get over it. Guys are standing in line to date me." Most honest
so,
answer
yeah, big deal,
is.
Park. Fuck you.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Yeah. At which point, we actually whip over to a now serving counter. And Melinda calls out, 64! And some guy in a Letterman's jacket realizes that's his number, and he perks up. There's a whole line of guys holding numbers. Like they're at a deli counter.
It's an interesting look.
Yeah.
I just think it was funny. The guy in the Letterman's jacket kind of looked like Josh Homme to me.
He did. That's a good point.
Yeah. It would have been funnier too if he had been number 69. All right, moving on.
Yeah, I was just when I said 64, I was like, they missed it by a few numbers.
69.
Some low hanging fruit there, guys. You missed it.
Yeah. Why not? This episode's already fucking gross.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything gross about that. I'm just saying.
Frank
sniffed her finger.
I know. They obviously are not scared of crossing lines here.
Yeah. He's a student, for God's sake.
Oh, God, I know. Oh, my God. So we cut to another hallway. Jerry is pushing an unwilling Grace Musso to the pet test. And I actually like this gag because we start on her feet. Like, she's in high heels, and they're, just digging into the ground, and there's, flame. Like, her shoes are on fire, literally on fire. I'm not quite sure how they did it. They must have glued some kind of little embers to the heels of her shoes, but it's kind of a cool little gag. But he's just pushing an unwilling Grace Musso to the classroom to take the pet test.
The pet test.
And she's having a lot of doubts that she's going to pass. And Jerry gives her a little pep talk, and we cut to the classroom where Miss Musso is finishing her test very confidently. She hands it to the administrator and breaks her pencil in half because why not? And she finished it ahead of everybody else because they're all still struggling with the test. She walks out of the classroom to find Jerry. She tells him that she passed and it's all thanks to him. She embraces him and tells him there's no limit to where they can go together.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. How does she know she passed so quickly? She just handed the test in.
Exactly. It's he didn't grade it yet, Grace.
Yeah. She hands it to the teacher and walks out, and she's like, I passed. Okay. That's highly confident of you.
Yeah, exactly. And so Jerry's a little freaked out by the hug and her insinuation that they continue to team up and reach great heights. I don't know what that means, but so
nothing good.
Nothing good. So then we pan over to some steps where Noir Frank is leaning up against a wall. He takes a bite of a Twizzler.
Grace, I've got eyes. I can see. I've been watching what's been going on between you and Steiner, and I don't like it one bit. Make your choice, him or me. When that train leaves, one of us has to be on it.
It's over, Grace. We're finished. It was fun, but you've got your life and I've got mine. I'm just a much better than average student in this crazy school, and you're the principal of the thing.
But I...
You got Moxie, doll.
He tells her that she's got Moxie, and he gives her a punch on the chin.
There's a loud sound effect of it's just pretty funny too.
Before hiking up his collar against the cold and walking down a very, very long hallway.
Very long.
That is now a train station.
Yeah, and it's like he just said, this sequence is very long as
It
he
is.
walks down the hallway. It just goes on and on, to a noticeable degree, and nothing happens. It's just Jerry walking and a lady and a kid getting onto a train, and the train takes off, but it just goes on and on, man. It was very strange.
They just let us live in that moment forever.
Yeah.
They let him go the whole distance of the hall and turn the corner before we cut. It's just
and I kept waiting for it too. I was like, this is getting to the point where it's funny that it's taking so long.
Exactly. I wonder if that was part of it because it was so long. I was like, wow. Yeah. But as soon as he turns the corner, then we do a quick cut, and it's just all of a sudden he's all nervous, because he's all calm and cool in the noir, film, walking away, under credits kind of thing. But as soon as we cut around the corner, and he's hiding, he's all nervous that they're gonna find him. But anyway, so around the corner, Parker and Mikey grab him and tell them they have a dance to go to. And then as they walk down the hall, we cross-dissolve to them still walking down the hall, but now with their respective dates for the dance. Mikey looks like he's got one of those girls from last episode.
Yeah.
One of the Jezebelies or whatever you want to call them. What do they call the Jezebel?
I think that was what they called them. I don't remember.
Something like that.
I just noticed that they definitely put Harriet in some large clothes here too. They did that throughout the episode, but she was wearing some big shouldered, pantsuit looking thing,
Yeah, exactly.
Or blazer, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, the shoulder pads thing was kind of big in the late 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So as Parker and Harriet walk into the dance, Harriet freaks out and runs off. Parker finds her sitting alone at the Atlas Diner. He asks if it was something he said or did, but she insists he's been great. She just got scared. It was a big step for her, and she isn't ready.
Yeah, I just made a note here that like Parker hasn't really been great in this episode, but he did make the right decision in the end. So
yes,
I think you alluded to that earlier. So
yeah,
but I took exception to her saying he's been great.
Yeah, no, exactly.
No,
it's like
he
he's been
better.
Nah, yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't just dump you and run away screaming. Yeah, so
yeah,
that constitutes great.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's something Zach Morris would do.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, you've been great. You haven't been Zach Morris.
Yeah.
So anyways, Harriet tells him that if he wants to go back to the dance alone, she'd understand. She wouldn't want him missing out just because of her. He says, no, I'm fine just where I am. So then at this point, Nick puts on some music on the jukebox and a song starts to play. Parker gives us his closing VO.
Harriet Guzman. Before I knew her, she was just another face in the Santo Domingo crowd. A little quiet, a little shy, and a little overweight. But thanks to some of the crueler elements at school, I got to know Harriet for everything she is. Sensitive, compassionate, and really funny. Too bad everyone puts Harriet down for the way she looks, because they're missing out on a really cool friend. My friend, Harriet Guzman.
I
just wrote, friend zoned at the end.
Yes.
Immediately.
So, and it was like, thanks to some of the crueler elements, was it, I mean, that definitely existed, the prejudice, but a lot of it was in his head, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know if it's thanks to the crueler elements of school, other than that's in your head.
Yeah.
Thanks to that. Totally friend zoned at the end. I guess we'll talk about it when we analyze.
Yeah.
But so the end gag, we see a journal entry being typed on a computer screen. This is old school, blue screen, white type kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we see Parker in a doctor's jacket with a stethoscope around his neck. He looks to the camera and says, "Hey, it works for Doogie."
Yeah, I was going to say I clocked that immediately. I'm sure anybody else who remembers Doogie Howser did too. Yeah. Because as soon as the thing opens, it's like that fucking music, that weird-ass music they use for that show. And even the blue screen and the white copy or whatever is very much Doogie Howser. And I guess that's how every episode of that show ended, was with him typing something into his blog, his journal,
computer journal. Yeah, and doing the voiceover of what's being written. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, in classic fashion.
Classic.
What have you got to say for yourselves?
But yeah, you're right. It's like that. I guess that was my thing. It's like, okay, obviously this episode's problematic. Obviously, for the time period, they he made, the main character made the right decision, right?
Right.
He was kind of an ass, but I think he realized it, and he stuck to his guns, even though he wanted to go with a different girl to the dance. Yeah. But it I felt like it undercut it with the friend zone thing at the end.
Yeah.
Like it all of a sudden, it felt like you're building to this thing of growth, but then it's like, oh yeah, but I'd never date her.
Right. Yeah, no, it's not satisfying. It's not a satisfying conclusion, because it's he made the right call, or he made the right call by I don't know, man. It's a complicated situation, because yes, he did the right thing by not hurting her feelings and immediately turning around like a dickhead when he first met her, and then running off. And yes, it was the honorable thing, I guess, to do, to not take any opportunity he had to get out of it, but I'm glad that he left at the end and met up with her at the diner. That was, empathetic, I guess. That was nice of him to do. Yeah. But it's just the very ending with that whole monologue at the end is very unsatisfying, just because it's like, here's this girl, and she's all these things. She's also a little overweight, but she's all these things. Too bad nobody else has a chance to get to know my really cool friend. It's like, I don't know. I don't know why that's so unsatisfying. Yeah. It just feels condescending, I guess, or patronizing or whatever. Maybe. Yeah. At least he didn't say it to her, I guess. But because what is it exactly about her that he would, he's not physically attracted to her. I mean, that's basically what it is. He's attracted to her enough to these things, these elements about her that he pointed out that makes her his cool friend or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I would want, though. I don't know if I would want him to, to say, like, I'm not physically attracted to her, but we can be buddies anyway.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing is, like, if you, in a dating situation, if you're not attracted to somebody, you're not attracted to somebody. I mean, that's just, like, so, like, approaching it from that angle is from a storytelling character growth standpoint, that's difficult to do because, yeah, if you're just not attracted to somebody, you're not attracted to somebody, right?
Yeah.
And that is part of dating and dating someone. But it's like, how would you approach a storyline like this or subject matter like this and have the growth and like have it be satisfying? I don't know. It's a tough one. Yeah, well, no, exactly. Yeah.
But if you're locked into a story like this, I don't know. I mean, I guess, he could give it a go, or he could. It's it's weird because it's like the first ever story written about somebody going on an online date, on a blind online date. People went on blind dates before, dating apps and everything like those things. That happened before, but like he made a date with somebody based on her personality and without ever having seen her, and that's a story to tell, I guess. But like, I don't know what you do in that situation.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
If he went out on a date with her, maybe he should have said after they went out on a date, maybe he should have said he could come clean then and not feel like he's compelled. Because I guess maybe that's where it starts to feel patronizing. Because it's like you go on a date, you go on the date for the diner. Okay, so that was a bad idea because everybody was staring like a bunch of idiots. But like, you go out and you see. And then you can honestly say, like, oh, I don't, I'm not feeling anything, whatever.
I'm not feeling chemistry here. It's just...
Yeah. I mean, these are high school kids, obviously, so we're expecting a lot out of them. But,
yeah, this is true. Yeah.
I would expect you to do that, and then, I don't know. It's complicated, but also this, it's not a story that I would necessarily tell now,
Yeah.
Starts off weird,
Yeah. I mean, I guess too, like I say, because of the fact that it's a dating situation. Because I mean, really, what is the crux of this whole thing? It's don't judge a book by its cover, right? And the most basic root of this thing, that you're judging by somebody by their appearance, and they're making them outcasts. So you could do the don't judge a book by its cover storyline in a different way, maybe. To where I don't know, it's tricky. It's tricky.
Yeah. I guess he asked her to go to a dance, and he's compelled to do that. Regardless. I don't know, man. It's messy because it's
messy. Yeah.
Like he made the plans. He needs to go ahead and follow through with that. We get a lot of his internal monologue that you wouldn't say to people, necessarily. Everybody else's reaction to it is gross,
No, 100%, yeah.
But also in keeping with the age group, I don't know. It's a very strange episode, I guess.
Yeah, it is. And again, it's of the time, and it just. I think even at the time, it might have started to be a little not cringy, but you know what I mean. Like, also too, like I think. And again, we're talking about a show that's very visual and very over the top, but like everybody's reaction at the diner, it might have been more realistic if they were just sneaking glances. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something like that. It might have been. Again, that's just a small piece of the whole problem, but I don't know. Again, it's tricky, and it's just really something that it wouldn't even be a storyline today, but
yeah.
But I mean, Leslie Boone. I mean, I think she did a great job. I mean, like you say, it's kind of one of those things. Like, I got to take this role. And probably at that time, she probably got a lot of roles like this, unfortunately. But she did a great job. I mean, like I say, even the brunette line, just I found funny, just because because of her delivery. That slight pause, and then like I'm a brunette. And it just I thought she did a great job.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'd say that was something going for this episode, and then of course all the Frank stuff.
Yeah,
like
there's a lot of funny shit in here.
Yeah, a lot of funny shit. Frank. I mean, they really amped up the Frank obsession stuff in this episode, which I love. The finger thing.
Yeah, there are some very funny, very good elements in here. I'm not sure it's an episode I would come back too much because the A storyline's not that funny.
Yeah,
but,
exactly. Yeah,
but not even from a like, oh, well, that's not funny. I mean, it's just not that funny. There's not a lot of funny stuff going on in the Parker storyline, but the B story is funny.
Yeah.
So on the next Synchronize Swatches, I'm gonna read it sight unseen.
It's like that's how we like to do it.
Yeah. Up next, Season 2, Episode 12, Boy Meets Girl. This episode kicks off the Parker and Annie Sloan saga. While volunteering to help set up a school dance, Parker meets the love of his life, Annie Sloan. As with teenage love, the two experience a puppy love. Then things become rocky as each of them overcomplicate things. In a new to PLCL style, this episode seems documentary, with individual scenes of Annie or Parker discussing their feelings and worries for the future. The catalyst is the one and only Nick Comstock, the diner manager. Parenthetical, the diner manager. Will his views help the couple or help destroy it? Will his views help the couple or help destroy it, the couple? I guess.
I was about to like commend that reading, that synopsis until the very end. It just fell apart at that last word.
Yeah. It's weird. It's a weird one, but it's
a
not
weird
as bad
one,
as
but
most of them.
It's not as bad as most of them for sure.
Yeah.
Just fucking shit the bed right at the end there. You've been listening to Synchronize Swatches, your twice-monthly dose of coolness.
But wait, if listening isn't enough for you and you'd like to see our ugly mugs, not a problem.
Head on over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel at Synchronize Swatches. There you will find all of our mainline episodes as well as some of our bonus content. Also, you can now stream full episodes of Parker Lewis Can't Lose on Plex.tv.
We're also on social media. Search for our handle at SwatchesPod on Instagram and TikTok, and hit that follow button. We welcome your comments, questions, critiques, all forms of correspondence over at our email address, swatchespod@gmail.com.
While you're at it, why not cruise on over to your podcast app of choice and leave us a 5-star rating and positive review. It really makes a difference in getting the word out about what we're doing here.
Our theme music was written and produced by My Sinister Hand. Not My Sinister Hand. The band's not My Sinister Hand. Go on.
The show is recorded on the West and East Coast of the United States. It is written by the host with post-production by Chip Johnson. Chris Gregory manages our social media empire. Special thanks to Paul Coates for all of his German title insights and Allison Doster for our new custom logo design. You can see more of her work over at Instagram where she goes by the handle Bunny Soul Art. That's BUNISOULART. Bunny Soul Art.
I'm sure she's getting a lot of hits from our fucking podcast.
2 hits.
She's lost followers. Damn it. She doesn't deserve to do that. She did a good work for us.
Yes.
All right. Thanks again for joining us. Until next time, I'm Chris Gregory.
And I'm Chip Johnson.
Reminding you that apathy is the Orwellian prologue.
My friend Jerry said you guys were going to do something really neat today.
Frank's in the shoes, I'm in the vomit.